beaten out by Keane Kennedy. Keane Kennedy hits a sharp ball and it'll block down on the far side. John Guinan, the linesman, of course, on the far side. Sean McMahon on the far side from this side. And a line ball, as we said, for Cloneen. 3 minutes gone, Cloneen 1 point. Blacks and Whites no score, but as we said, strong wind, and Cloneen need every score they can get in this game, because as we said, the wind will play a major factor in this game. But maybe the short game might suit them in the second half. Dean Shortle, as we said, on the far side of County Minor. This is a great ball by Dean Shortle. This will go over the bar. A great score by Dean Shortle, as we said, a man who has hurled minor for Kilkenny in the early 2000s, and Dean Shortle off to a great start. Werden 5 and it's got a great score. Dean Shortle, great point and a great score. Many a man would be proud of a line ball here. And that's a great puck out again by the Scockmen, but again they're caught, and it's a long ball. This will hang in the wind, but it'll hang. Go over the bar. Great score by Mikey Doyle. That's his second point. Great score by Mikey Doyle. Mikey Doyle, as I said, one of the Castlecorman men that hurled in the All-Ireland B final last year. Young man, Mikey Doyle, and that's a great start. Now Cloneen are settling in the scoreboard, as I said, showing us 3 points to no scored. As JP O'Neill busts his head off one of the bars here. JP's here beside us helping us out. Dino has a Dean Shortle's off to a great start. Shortle hits the ball. It'll go into Barry. Barry's in front of the full back, but he gets caught. Should have held on to the ball. Maybe disappointed. The ball comes out to Joe Kelly. Joe gives a hand pass out to to Josh Barco on the far side. Josh Barco. It looks like Josh Barco again, as we said, hard to read the numbers. This will come down on top of John Kelly, the captain. The captain is Cloneen, man. This will come back to Paddy Cullen. Paddy Cullen hits a hand pass, and again slapped there slightly. And again, as he said, difficult to read the Blacks and Whites numbers, but we don't mind how difficult it is to read them, because as we said, this has been brought kindly by the Cloneen GA Hurling Club, who have helped fund this on the GoFundMe page. As we said, proud club, and a great initiative by Cloneen to stream the matches. Of course, many a person from Cloneen, of course, and Blacks and Whites, and particularly Cloneen, would love to be here today, but because of COVID restrictions, we all know well where that leaves us all, and that means we can only have the bare minimum of people, the panel members, and maybe 40 in total. So apologies, as we said, to everybody, but again, this is the best we do, brought by Eddie Hughes Event Management here today. Eddie and his crew are very busy, because as we said, the day, as we said, that gathering is now only on the hill. There is only now 5, so they're after escaping a few of them. There was 8 over there in the first few minutes, so if you're from Cloneen, there's 4 you gone hiding or gone up along a ditch somewhere. But Alan has caught him with an injury down there on the far side. It looks like Dean Shortle is down, and Dean Shortle doesn't, and Cloneen don't need to lose Dean Shortle. He's got a great line ball, experienced hurler, and he looks like a hip injury, and this looks like 17 Conor MacDonald. Young Conor MacDonald will come on for the minute. It is Dean Shortle, Werden 5. We can clear that strong wind, as we said, here in Freshford. As we said, Dean Shortle is down. Paul Carr looking over him. Eddie Scally, of course, the Blacks and White manager. Eddie, of course, of KCLR fame as well. And Gordon Park race course. Jim Ling, of course, experienced trainer. Detective Jim Ling, or ex-detective Jim Ling, of course, now throwing his hand in with Cloneen, and obviously has brought him here today to this final, as we said. And Cloneen, the pages are moving. Cloneen, as we said, 3 wins in the trot already, as I said, have beaten Blacks and Whites on a 3-10-15 scoreline early in the year, but Blacks and Whites had a man sent off. Dean Shortle is going to have to leave the field, and that's a huge loss now for Cloneen. That's an ankle injury for Dean Shortle, or maybe a hip injury. He had already gotten a great score, but that's a huge loss for Cloneen at this stage. They certainly didn't need Conor MacDonald is on, but huge loss to hopefully Dean Shortle will be okay. It will not probably take heart. Marcus Rowan will go down the long ball. Shane Dunn is under. Shane Dunn has it. Shane Dunn wearing the black and amber helmet. He's been followed by 2 Blacks and Whites. When he'll left-handed kicks a shot. There's a great score by Shane Dunn, and that man already looks lively at centre forward. Shane Dunn at centre forward, an All-Ireland handball winner, 25 years of age, and as we said, looks the part at number 11. 4 points to Cloneen, no score to Blacks and Whites, and the Cloneen will be happy. The time, of course, will make a difference at this stage because, as I said, the injury to Dean Shortall, 8 minutes gone in the second. Puck out, hanging in the wind. Downward 12 has it. Kieran Cooney, a brother, this will go hand. No, this will hang in the wind maybe. No, the wind will catch it marginally wide. Cloneen second wide. A good effort by Kieran Cooney, of course, brother of Pádraig Cooney, wearing 14, 12 and 14. Blacks and Whites will slow it down, of course. It'll suit them perfectly. It'll slow it down again, the wind. Cloneen trying to hit in the ball, trying to hit in the good one. There's 3 balls gone in from the Cloneen boys. They want to hurry on the game, of course to do, because they have the wind. No shortage of hurling balls in Cloneen today, especially when you're playing in a county final, and especially when you're playing in one for the first time since '88. Short puck out by Ben Savage, or is it short? Well, it's short again, the wind. This will break in the middle of the field. Well done by Ronan Welsh. When Ronan Welsh hits it out to number 8 for today as Kevin Delaney. Tackled by Shannon Doyle. Shannon Doyle, of course, a county minor from last year. That's a line ball for Blacks and Whites. Dean Shortall has gone off, and he'd hit a great line ball earlier. 9 minutes gone, 4 points to no score. Strong wind. Blacks and Whites, as I said, playing against the strong wind, and Cloneen will need every score they can get, and of course a goal or two will be added. Line ball going to be taken here by Michael Doyle. Doyle, as I said, got a great 2 points already, one from a free and one from play. Line ball, great line ball by him in top of the outside the D. Then Joe Kelly does well. Joe Kelly gives a hand pass to the left half back to Cian Delane, to number 9 in the middle of the field, to number 6. Number 6 is Mikey Prendergast. Back little short again to field. Again the wind, playing it cleverly again the wind, but well read here by the number 9 Michael Doyle, or not. Michael Doyle does well, the great ball by young Barry. That'll hang wide again, and again the wind, they need to be careful, need to hang in there now, because I said not silly wise, third wide, 4 points to no score. Cloneen 4 points and 10 minutes gone here in the second half. We need to keep them watching the time. Ben Savage, Blair and Gale Force wind, 10 minutes gone in the second half. This will land in the middle of the field. Now Ronan Welsh has it. Ronan Welsh breaks the ball. Shane Dunn is looking for help. Ronan Welsh does very well. Cloneen men doing very 45 yards. Gives a hand pass, but the hand pass was overcooked a little bit. Joe Kelly well read. Joel Kelly's after coming out with the last 2 or 3 balls. Cloneen might need to do something about the full back there. He's neat and he's tidy. Shane Dunn is following. Shane Dunn does well. A football now. It'll come. Mikey here. Doyle is there reading it very well. Mikey Doyle. This will go along. This will be a great score by Doyle. Great score by Mikey Doyle. That's his third point. 1 from a free, 1 from play. That's his third point. 5 points to no score. 1 from a free, 2 from play. Ben Savage goes short again. Ben Savage goes to number 9, Michael Barco. Michael Barco's doing very good in the middle of the field, picking up a nice ball in the middle of the field. Barco, as we said, this has of course been brought by Cloneen GA club today, and of course the Blacks and Whites have been difficult to read the numbers, but Joe Kelly does well. Joe Kelly to the wing back, great hand pass back out to number 8. Number 8 today is Kevin Delaney. Delaney goes long, it'll hang on top of Cooney. Cooney put his hand up. Cooney has it in his hand. He needs to pass it or hit it. Great goal by Cooney. Then Joe Kelly misread it. Now the game is going to liven up. The Cloneen men delighted and happy on the sideline. The Cloneen men, as we said, 1-5 to no score. Now Blacks and Whites are going to have to. Eddie Scally has his hands on his hips on the far side. Questions. Cloneen need to drive it home now. That's what needs to happen now. Paul Carr blows, and now Tom Brennan has gone down with an ankle injury, and again Cloneen don't need this, because Tom Kelly to me jabbed, or kind of snapped there when he landed on his ankle, but again, great ball, great delivery by Doyle in the middle of the field. He landed in top of Cooney. Cooney got his hand to it, hit the ball the first time, and then on the rebound got the goal. Not too sure of the people on the bank to see that. The 5 on the bank, the little lad maybe on the bank didn't get to see it, but he heard a cheer from here. The ball breaks to number 10. Number 10 is Shannon Doyle. Shannon Doyle hits it out to 13. 13 is Paddy Cullen, and Barry's holding him out. Barry's doing very tidy little corner back. The breaks, Doyle has it. Doyle doing very well in the middle of the field. Misses the break. Young Barry's coming out. Barry needs to drive it. Barry tries to kick it out. The man comes down to 7. Ronan Welsh hits a grand hand pass. Now it comes to Dunn. Like it a lot. What we see O'Cloneen playing a very neat brand of hurling. Dunn is going to go for. Dunn reads it well. It's going to hang under Cooney and Joe Kelly. It's going to hang under the goal. Hits the crossbar. Comes back off the crossbar. And Cooney goes to pulling it. It comes back to young Barry. It breaks the ball. Came back. Luckily off for Ben Savage. The ball hit the crossbar and broke back in. But Cloneen is putting on the pressure. Dunn doing very well centre forward. Doing fierce well at centre forward. No, that's going to catch in the wide. Young Dunn, as I said, doing very well at centre forward. 1-5 to no score, and then 4 wides for Cloneen, and we are 13 minutes gone, but Cloneen, as I said, driving it home now, needed that goal, and as we said, need to bring it home as much as they can, because there is a strong wind, it's a gale force, probably wind. Now the ball breaks in centre forward. Now Doyle is in there again. The white helmet in the middle of the field for Blacks and Whites has been hooked and chased. Great pressure by the Cloneen man. He gives it back. The number 10 today is Graham Lawler. Lawler hits the top of Cooney. Cooney or Podges, he's known. Joe Kelly is fouling him. He gets away with it. The Ben Savage tries to do a sidestep. Hits a neat ball to six today. And Mickey Prendergast coming out. Young Prendergast, plenty minor from last year. Blacks and White need hand pass. Needs hand pass to the white helmet. This will come out here in the middle of the field and marking up to Keelan, to Barco, Mikey Barco goes in front of, and I like of this young Aidan Barry. Barry, light little small man, but doing very well, very comfortable. Oh, pushed out over line, but held the ball fierce, clever out of young Barry. Tyrone and Welsh. Young Barry did it brilliantly. Welsh lets it down. Cooney's caught behind Joe, behind front of Kelly. Kelly's after coming out with the ball. Last few balls, but it doesn't matter because Cooney's got a goal. Now it comes to the centre, the wing forward, number 10. Ryan Murphy, the number 11. It is number 11, Michael Moe, of course, the experienced Michael Moe. Listen, now it'll come to young Ryan Murphy going up along the wing in the far side. Murphy looking for help. It's a low ball to Ronan Welch. Welch is doing very well playing it left half back. The wind rising. It's a very strong wind. Graham Lawler looking for help. Gives a neat ball back. Cloneen hurling very cleverly with the brand of the ball. He'll break and Cooney's caught behind. Again, Kelly's doing very well at centre back. Cooney tries to wrap his hands around him. And again, just Kelly might be cute, but it just doesn't matter because Joe Kelly acted a maggot there to me now, and Kieran and Podge Cooney stood his ground and Kelly struck it. Luckily enough for Joe Kelly. Maybe strong wind, as we said, here in Freshford. Now Sheila Dowling has gone over there. Stewart has gone over to the boys on the hill. It doesn't matter, the play has gone on the ball. Break to Graham Lawler. Lawler does very well. He's playing very well in the wing. Tyrone and Welsh and the man is playing very well. This will break to the goalie. Savage is looking for help. They need to go in on top of the Savage. Now the ball is breaking out to Joe Kelly. It looks like the lads are being moved from the bank. Is that a good sign? It looks like they're coming down maybe to the match. The Stewart has gone out. Maybe they're coming down from the bank. Maybe we're going to have a few more people at this match. Ball breaks in the middle of the field, comes down to number 6. Graham Lawler puts his hand up. Now it comes in low ball in top of the full back and the full forward. Dara Delaney gets down, needs to get down. Young Dara Delaney played full back, as I said, or played last year with Pascal Comer. The ball breaks in front of Paddy Emmett Foley, the ref. Shamazel, as we call it in hurling. Now the ball comes back out to the low ball into the corner, into Paddy Cullen. Paddy Cullen is going to take on young Barry. Does very well. Little bit harsh out of Paul Carr. Said he blew, held out of the jersey, and that's a free in for Blacks and Whites. That's probably on their second or third attack. The crowd are gone from the hill on their left hand side. Is that a good sign? We're not sure. We'll get Alan, might follow him in a few minutes when the ball breaks, but certainly the Stewart has gone and maybe calling in the 5 or 6, but 1-5. This will go over the bar. Surely it'll go over the bar. Good score by Ryan Murphy, wearing 12 on the far side. 1 point to 16 minutes gone. The water break surely must be coming soon. Do Cloneen need a water break? I'm not too sure. It's 1-5 to a point, and I'm not too sure. Cloneen, as I said, doing very well, hurling a very good brand. Hurling 16 minutes gone. Great ball by Gaza Delaney down on top of Cooney number 2 now has it in his hand. This should go over the bar. Good save. Half chance maybe. Cooney has it again, but ball and Joe Kelly has it, and again number 15 today again and had a chance, maybe should have put it over the bar. Half chance. Savage did well. Now the younger Cloneen or Blacks and Whites using the ball up the field, trying to hurl with their heads up. This will come now to the where Kelly doing well too. John Kelly, the captain, down on top of the boys again. The ball will break in behind him. Cooney's there if he gets his hand to it. Cooney looks as if he was fouled, wasn't fouled. The ball break. Blacks and Whites full back line doing very well. Maybe plenty of ball going in now. The Blacks and Whites, as I said, Cloneen need to maybe punish them now because there's plenty of ball. This will break instead of Paddy Cullen, young Barry. Paddy Cullen blocked, and now Gaz will come out. He needs to get out, but he won't because number 17 MacDonald is caught. Young Doyle is there. Doyle played minor last year. Wide ball by Ryan Murphy. Ryan Murphy wearing 12, it says today. That's the best we can see. Young Murphy looks lively there on young MacDonald, but Dean Shottle gone off, and there's the water break, as we said. We're joined today by JP O'Neill, JP from Cloneen. You must be delighted with that start you got.
Great start, and the goal has really settled in as well. Half back line is hurling very well, midfield is hurling well, they're hurling well all over the field. So
Dean Shortle, for the little bit I know, and if I had Dean involved with mine, a huge loss to you.
Dean is a big loss to us. Yeah, it settled in well at the half back position, driving great ball into the forward line. Huge loss to us there. Seeing him hobbling down the sideline, it's really kishy for him.
JP Cloneen, the goal was vital, but you're after getting 1 or 2 little other half chances. You have all the attack. You didn't need maybe the water break at this stage. Little bit of look for Cooney maybe, and maybe end again, and that'll half chance. You know, you take every chance again with a wind like today. It's strong wind.
It is very strong wind, yeah. You can see that, and look, we have 4 weeks to go on top of the 1-5 that we have scored. So look, just keep plugging away, and it's definitely a 5 or 6 point lead needed for half time.
You're dead right. The wind does make a difference, and as I said, maybe with the wind that's in it, maybe 5 or 6 points might be enough. It could be a 10 point. I know you've done a great initiative today, moving back about the crowd today being restricted. But it's great to see the lads after coming in. They're after being moved from the bank. They're after coming in.
It's great to see them in, yeah, because it's for the parish, it's for the community, and it's great to have everybody here to be able to see it, and to have a great streaming as well. It's absolutely brilliant. So.
Great initiative out in the club, but great to see the lads being moved from the bank. So the few from Cloneen, you'll be down here in a half an hour, and you'll watch it on the streaming, and you could see the second half. So if you're thinking of coming in, we're not telling you to come in, but if you make it to the field, it's very possible you might get indicted into the game. But certainly the 5 or 6 Cloneen supporters they've got into the game. They haven't been on the bank. Water break 1-5. JP says happy enough. Maybe it's a 10 point lead with the wind. 6 or 7 points mightn't be enough. 8 points to 1, a 7 point game. 16 minutes gone. As we said, Cloneen doing all the hurling, but maybe, just maybe, the measurement of, as I said, the blacks and whites, and they seem measured and happy. Cloneen might need another great puck out by Gaza Delaney. Fierce strong wind down to Cooney. The ball breaks down on top of the corner back. The corner back there wearing the red helmet. Today wearing the red helmet is number 2, King Kendi wearing 24. This will break in the middle of the field to Keelan O'Grady. Keelan O'Grady, young man as well from blacks and whites. As I said, the sheets was very difficult to have. Get numbers on the blacks and whites men, but this is all about Cloneen, as we said, because Cloneen, as we said, have invited their club enders to stream them. There's Dunn doing very well at centre forward. Young Barry has it, twin brother, as I said, of the cornerback. Barry is going to be, he does very well, throws the ball up. Now 13 looking for help, Cathal Barry. This will hang, it'll hang wide. Unfortunate for young Barry. That's, as JP said, that's the 5th wide for blacks and white, or for Cloneen. But young Barry, as I said, and his brother in the corner look very lively. Now it looks like Cloneen are gone back with 2 men behind the ball, and as I said, the spare man being played, John Kelly, looks the captain of spare for blacks and white. There's Barry again, the brother, doing very well at cornerback. Aidan Barry pushed over by Paddy Cullen. Now it comes to John Delay, or to Tom Brennan. Tom Brennan needs to look up, he needs to put it over the bar. Tom Brennan puts it over the bar, or does he put it over the bar? He does put it over the bar. Great score by Tom Brennan, as we said. Tom Brennan wearing 6 on the Castle Corner community team that made the All-Ireland B last year. Grandfather was the last man that won a county final medal with Cloneen, but great score. Now it'll come to John Kelly. He's spare. Kelly is outside the D. Kelly is spare. He's playing a middle tiddlywinks, and there's no place for tiddlywinks in the county final because this has been won by the blacks and whites man. He hits a neat ball back to Shannon Doyle, or Shannon Doyle, is it wearing 11? No, it's Michael Moe. Michael Moe hits a low ball in. Dangerous ball in. Michael Moe. They'll go over the bar by Michael Doyle. Great score by Michael Doyle. Maybe it was a half chance, but again 1-6 to blacks and whites. Number 9 for blacks and whites, or for Michael Barco. It looks like Michael Barco got that. Michael Barco score, and a point for Michael Barco. 1-6 to 2 points, maybe a small let off maybe for Cloneen. Paddy Cooney breaks it down, pushing the back, but King Kennedy gets away with it. King Kennedy wearing 24. He started the ball break to Ronan Welch. The ball break, Doyle puts his hand up and had a great opening. 2 minutes, little shoulder in the back. Paul Cale gets away with number 8 for blacks and white. Keelan O'Grady is their Grady's phenomenal name in blacks and whites. Cleverly by Michael Moe. Now blacks and whites are starting to get into it. This is what we mentioned about the water break. The water break has affected some teams. It's affected Cloneen at this stage because number 10 is Shannon Doyle. Doyle, as I said, coming to Cullen. Cullen is brilliantly blocked down by Gary Delaney. Now the referee said he laid on the ball. Maybe he should have got him up a little bit quicker, but as we said, blacks and whites have probably settled a little bit better now. 1-6 to 2 points. 18 minutes gone in the second half. 2 minutes yet. Peter Chap clears here now. Michael Ryan Murphy puts that over the bar. 1-6 to 3 points, and as we said, they've settled in the half. At the water break, it was 1-6 to 1 point at the water break, 1-5 to 1 point at the water break, 1-5 to 1 point at the water break. Now 1-6 to 3. Blacks and whites starting to settle into the game, but the reason is they've settled back. They have 2 men now back playing with a spare man down the back. They settled, as we said. Now the ball will break. The ball is down. Joe Kelly has it. Kelly is coming out. He's fouled by Podge Cooney, as he's known to the boys. Maybe they're full back, or King Kennedy's in the spot of bother. It sounded a little bit worse. We said 1-6 to Cloneen, 3 points to blacks and whites. Cloneen now playing with a spare man. Aidan Barry now wearing 4 as the spare man. Looks like he's going to have to spare with the spare man as the Blacks and Whites have gone with the spare man. Chap Clear is telling to take him off the field. They're slowing it down and they're trying to. Paul Cahill, our experienced referee, very clever. He's not going to listen to Chap Clear. He might be looking for his vote, but he's not going to listen to him down there because, as I said, Chap Clear, the council now. Conor MacDonald, well done MacDonald, wearing 17, short ball into Doyle. Doyle puts his hurl to him, now he needs a bit of help. Left-handed, hits it low, hits it maybe where he should have kept to himself to Stan and Doyle. The county minor, this will go in low to the full forward. Cullen is out in front of Joe Kelly, or John Kelly, blocked down by John Kelly, the captain. Kelly does well. Kelly needs to give a hand pass. Maybe it comes to Doyle. Doyle in the middle of the field, wearing 9. Doyle needs to. JP is saying switch it, but it's going down on top of Graham Lawler. Lawler needs help. Lawler now goes well. Lawler brings it down in front of himself. He needs to maybe hit it in low in front of someone. He needs help. He's looking for help. He doesn't get help. He goes a crossfield ball to Keelan O'Grady. As we said, Blacks and Whites starting to settle down a bit. Well done by Podge Cooney. Now Young Barry has been fouled. Maybe he's not been fouled. Shane Dunn is there. Shane Dunn wearing 11 for Blacks and for Cloneen. Shane Dunn. Now Young Barry's put his hand. Shane Dunn is there as well. Again, we're back to the Shamazal again. 2 spare men for Cloneen. Now it comes back out to Enda Gannon wearing 15. Enda Gannon looks like he pulled this. He has pulled it, and that's Cloneen 6 wide. But hopefully they won't really need to regret that. But as we said, I think Cloneen will need a 10-point advantage. It's so strong. It's 1-6 to 3 points. It's a 6-point advantage at the minute. Maybe JP might be right, 6 might be enough, but I'm not too sure with the wind that's in it. Brawl broken down. Maybe Cloneen might hold better again. The wind. They need to tag on Young MacDonald as well. They need to tag on a few more scores because it looks like in the middle of the field Michael Doyle here, they're a bit livelier here now. Cloneen are starting to struggle a small bit. Michael Moe, this will be go long, it'll go wide. Michael Moe, as I said, in the middle of the field. Just today it looks like the spare man now for Cloneen is Mickey, or for Blacks and Whites and Prendergast. Now number 9 for Michael Doyle. Doyle goes long, this will hop dangerously on top of the square, but gone wide. They need to be careful now. That's their 7th wide. Strong win. 1-6 to 3 points. 1-6 to 3 points, and there's 21 minutes gone. It went at 16-5. 16-5 is 21. Ben Savage, short ball. Ben Savage gives it on the far side to Jamie Ryan or to Josh Pender. Barco. He gives now, but they need to penalise. It comes to Michael Moe. He's down a long way. Blacks and Whites have said only 4 forwards playing inside. This man is picking up a lot of ball today. Keelan O'Grady, Michael Barco. The ball breaks inside, and John Kennedy. Ryan Murphy. Ryan Murphy's going to take on Young MacDonald. Ryan Murphy's looking for help. Hits a poor ball across, and Ronan Welch has had a good opening 15-20 minutes. Well picked up by Ronan Welch. Ronan Welch doing very well. The 35-year-old, the experienced Cloneen man, comes to Young Barry. The Young Barry man I like very well. He's very neat on the ball, very tidy. 2 Blacks and Whites men, because they're playing, as I said, with a spare man. They've settled down and they've come back with a spare man. So Cloneen need to learn from this in the second half, because it is going to be a game of 2 halves, and it is going to be about retreating and a foul, and a silly needless foul. Number 10 Shannon Doyle gets the free. Shannon Doyle, as we said, a county minor last year for Kilkenny. It's a quick ball into MacDonald. Ray Murphy. Ryan MacDonald does well. Or Conor MacDonald. Of course, that's a free, surely. And Paul Cahill is not a free in the far side. MacDonald does it well. No, MacDonald clears it down in front of number 12. Keane on Cooney. Cooney will take him on. Cooney needs to take him on again. Cooney's come. This will be a great score by Cooney. If he puts it over, it's a great score by Kieran Cooney. The Blacks. Cloneen need to see more of Kieran Cooney. Weirden 12, Kieran Cooney. 1-7 to 3 points. And as I said, 10.7 points lead now. Short puck out to Joe Kelly. Short Ben Savage to Kelly. He'll look for help. He'll try and pass it now. Kelly very accomplished on the ball. He'll hit a nice hand pass to the centre back. Mickey Prendergast. He'll look for a short ball to Michael Barco. Barco's on a lot of ball in the middle of the field. Slap Michael Barco, picking up a lot of ball. This will come down to Cullen and John Kelly. Kelly breaks it down to the full forward. Emmett Foley. Foley's looking for help. Well blocked down by John Kelly. Foley has it again. Foley trying to push Young Barry, but Foley does very well. Hits a cross ball to number 8 to Keelan O'Grady. O'Grady's been blocked out by the Cloneen backs. Cloneen backs doing fierce well. Dara well done. Dara Delaney does fierce well. They'll break down in front of Kieran Cooney again. Cooney's gone full forward. He's wearing 12, but he's gone in full forward. They need more Kieran and more ball. The ball will break. There's 4 Cloneen men to 1. 4 Blacks and Whites men to 1 Cloneen man. Goes in low to Ryan Murphy. Ryan Murphy is in front of Conor MacDonald. Ryan Murphy's going to go for it. He hits a neat ball, but doesn't. But there's my man of the match so far, as young Aidan Barry does fierce well. And to me, Barry is an excellent little cornerback, one that you'd love to have on any team, doing fierce well. 1-7 to 3 points. Cloneen, as I said, settling in, maybe need another score or two. Blacks and Whites certainly have done better in the second half, and their half backline maybe done a little bit better in the second half. Mickey Prendergast and Michael Keelan O'Grady and Michael Barco picking up a lot of ball. 8 is Keelan O'Grady, he's wearing the blue helmet. The black and white helmet, of course, is Michael Barco. Synonymous names in the Blacks and Whites. Gaza, Gary Delaney, he's going to go long, it'll hang in the square, it'll hang. Coonies are up there, the two Coonies goes off a hand, 3 goes off of 2 hands, and the umpires know Savage is coming out, gone out for 65, and Ben Savage there pushed out over the line by Podge Cooney maybe, and as I said, 1-7 to 3 points. 25 minutes maybe. 16-9. Any man's land with 16-9 is 25 minutes. 65, 1-7 to 3 points, a 7-point game, and we're going for a 10-point half-time turn. That's what we think we need. JP thinks 6, but I think 10. The wind is picking up. They'll need every score. Doyle has done very well so far. He has 3 points scored at this stage, 2 from play, 1 from a free. Had a great opening 10 minutes. Maybe lost a little bit because, as I said, Blacks and Whites have gone back with a spare man at this stage. And as I said, Cloneen now need to be clever in the second half. Michael Doyle in the middle of the field. Doyle has 3 scores. Michael Doyle raises, this will go over the bar, it will go over the bar. Great score by Michael Doyle. They knew from the minute he hit it, it was going over the bar. John Guinan looks to watch the Savage close down. 1-8 to 3 points, 11 points to 3 it says. 11 points to 3. Short puck out again, goes out to Keane Kennedy on the far side. Kennedy's looking for a short ball to Mickey Pender, Senti Pender. Cloneen men need to catch up and need to maybe watch them. Short puck out. Conor MacDonald, a famous name in Wexford hurling and a famous name in Cloneen. There's MacDonald, he's done well since the loss of Dean Shortle. As we said, Dean Shortle, massive loss for Cloneen. Doyle has been, I'm going to take that. He went and looked at Gaza. Gaza said, I'll come and take it, but no. Michael Doyle says, no, I'm going well, I'm going to take it. Doyle taking responsibility. Mikey Doyle, said, on that Castlecomer team that got to the All-Ireland B last year. Michael Doyle, he's back, as I said, on his own 65. This will be a massive free, but there's a massive wind. It's going to hang, but it's not going to hang, and it's going to hang wide, unfortunately, and that's Cloneen's 8 wide, but with the wind is in it, that's understandable. 3 minutes to go, it says in the clock. 3 minutes, there'll probably be a bit of injury time for Dean Shortle, so we'll go for 5 minutes injury time. Ben Savage looking for a short puck out. Shane Dunn needs to get into the game now again. Had a great opening 10 minutes. We need Shane Dunn, or Cloneen need Shane Dunn. Delaney flicks the ball away to Tom Brennan has a big man. Brennan hits it, but it's going to hang. Cooney's trying to run after him. Poor wide maybe from this side with the wind. Tom Brennan, as we said, wearing 6th on the Castlecomer team last year, who done so well and maybe should have won that All-Ireland B last year in the colleges All-Ireland. Short puck out again. Kennedy, 3 Cloneen men come to him, goes across to Keane Kennedy. They're playing what we call a bit of Barcelona style, going across the field. Keane Kennedy hits it, tries to hit it long. Now here's my man, Keane, or Barry. Barry does very well. The neat little corner rack. Gary Spare using the ball very well. Got caught there. Number 10 has it. Shannon Doyle is back a little bit. Blacks and Whites are gone back a lot. As we said, now it comes to Keelan O'Grady. Tom Brennan fouls him. And again, Blacks and Whites maybe settled a little bit more in the second half, but Cloneen have done well. 1-8 to 3 points. 1-8 to 3 points, 11 points to 3. 8-point game. Need everything against this wind. They need to be careful. The Cloneen mentors and selectors on this side, and few that could travel. Now goes low into the corner. Ryan Murphy, it's a low into the corner. Murphy, then Paddy Cullen is there. Cullen is good, followed by John Kelly. Back out to Ryan Murphy. He's going to go long. He goes long, and this will hang in wide. And the wide ball, that's Cloneen. Blacks and Whites, third wide. 1-8 to 3 points. We make it maybe 3 minutes to go. Short puck out is taken out to Shane Dunn. Great hands by Dunn, or is there great hands? Shane Dunn, I said, like him as well. Good ball by Shane Dunn down to Young Barry in down here, and then there's number 7 of course today for Blacks and Whites is Jamie Ryan. Jamie Ryan is there, and so is Keane Barry. He's been held. Podge Cooney is there. Cooney goes into help him. The big man Cooney does well. Has the ball in his hand. No, he lost it. Maybe should have got a free. Cooney's down. He needs to get up quick. Because maybe the ball is still in play. Michael Doyle is there, and so Doyle is doing well. Doyle picks it up, does he? Doyle does very well. Needs help. Does fierce well. Gives it to Shane Dunn. Shane is maybe got a shoulder, and then comes down to Michael Moore. Maloney hits a ball to Keane to Aidan Barry. Barry wearing 4. He misses the pick up. Carl Cullen knocks him over, but Barry is still there, picks it up brilliantly. Oh, what a bit of stuff this little man in the corner is. Great ball by Tom Brennan. Now we need a score. Cloneen need a score. We have to be careful saying we. The ball goes in, a goal, and Cloneen needed that, but that came from Barry and Tom Brennan, and the crowd here beside us are very happy because they're all Cloneen people. They're off the bench now. That might make JP and myself a little bit happier. 2-8 to 3 points. We did say they needed everything. There's a strong wind, sharp puck out. Now Blacks and Whites are going to be under serious pressure. That came the whole way from Tom Brennan. We think that goal came the whole way. JP says it did. Now this is after putting a different complexion. Blacks and Whites need to be careful because now the gander is up, as they say. The gander is up 15. Endegannon is there. Endegannon needs to maybe get the hurl in to Senan Doyle. Senan Doyle needs to give the crossfield ball. John Kelly's out in front. Kelly does well. Kelly does to Tom Brennan. He's done fierce well. The goal has made a difference to Kelly. Tom Brennan. Now Tom Brennan needs to give a hand pass to Doyle. Doyle, another man, never looked. Does he have to look? It doesn't matter. This will hop in front of Savage. He blocks it. Savage does well there. Now Kieran Cooney's on the end of it. Cooney looks dangerous to me. He gives a neat ball to Graham Lawler. Lawler needs to put it over, gives it back. Does he need to give it back? Oh, a little flick. All it needed was a little flick. There's coming in with a chance. Lawler needs to give it to someone. Gives a neat ball to Cooney. Oh, a great chance. A missed chance that did fierce well. 2-8 to 3 points. The really exciting game. 2-8 county final, as we said. Country Styles county final. 2-8 to 3. 14 points to 3. We said 10 might be enough. Will it be enough? We'll see in the second half. But at the minute, it looks like it's a better complexion than it was 2 minutes ago. 30 on the clock. Now it's 32 on the clock. Now Brennan does well. Brennan picks the ball up from Moe. Brennan and Moe having a great battle. Now it comes to 15. He's out a long way. 15 is Brian Barco. Brian Barco's looking for help. Barco looks to give a ball to young Ryan Murphy. Ryan Murphy, as I said, looks prepared, but is it coming? Oh, here he comes again. Young Aidan Barry, clever on the ball to Dunn. Dunn needs maybe to bring it in with him. It'll hang. Cooney's under, Kelly's under it. The two Cooney's under. Now to the other young Barry. Young Barry's coming through. Cahill Barry looking for help. Need a hand pass maybe. No, it's hang out. Paul Carr needs to maybe give him a free. Cooney's coming in to help the little lad. The big man comes in to help him. Now he's given a free out, and surely, maybe just surely, that could have been a free out, a free in for Cloneen, but no, it isn't. 2-8 to 3 points. Cloneen will be wanting the full-time whistle very quickly because we said it's saying on the clock 15 minutes, it's saying 31 minutes. Cloneen, as I said, would like this match to go on for as long as it can. Blacks and Whites need the half-time whistle. 2-8 to 3 points, 14 points to 3. Will it be enough? That we were thinking it might. Ronan Welch, another man, hurling well. This will be a great score if it goes over. It'll hang in front of the goalie. Dangerous ball. Oh, Ben Savage does fierce well. Cooney needs not to foul him. Cooney does well. Keane Kennedy coming out with it. Keane Kennedy playing left corner back. We're in 24. Gannon's on the end of it. Now they need to get a score. Cloneen, because they've had possession for the last few minutes. This will hang. It's gone over the bar. Great score by Enda Gannon. 2-9 to 3 points. The Cloneen men are happy, but will they be happy in 30 minutes? That's the question, because as we said, they're doing fierce well. That goal has made a serious difference. Number 15, Enda Gannon, has put that sharp puck out, and Paul Cahill blows the half-time whistle here in Freshford, here in St Park Lacton. It's Cloneen 2-9. And it's Blacks and Whites 3 points. We'll have a word with JP, of course, JP O'Neill. JP, that water break has helped you maybe again?
Yeah, just after the water break, it didn't look great. We were kind of struggling a bit to get our hands on the ball and that, and then long speculative shot really from Thomas, and it just dropped into the net, and that's really put a great perspective on the score. So we're very happy. We'll have to be very happy.
You have to be very happy, but still there's a serious wind. 15 points to 3. It looks like it's a great lead, but with the wind that's in it, you'd still be a little bit nervous.
You would be a little bit nervous, definitely, yeah. But in fairness, our backs are hurling very well. Young Aidan Barry in the corner, half back line is hurling well. Everybody, they're all putting the shoulder to the wheel, and they're working very hard around that area. So this is a big half, and another 30 minutes of pure work and heart, and that will get them through.
Well, one thing you'll always get from the Cloneen team is heart and spirit, and they'll die in your back for you. And at this stage, as you said, I'm loving young Barry, left half back or left corner back, Tom Brennan at centre back. But the commitment and the heart rate, that was never in question. But the hurling has been very good. The Coneys, young Dunn, Michael Doyle in the middle of the field. As I said, for me coming here today, I know I haven't seen Cloneen too often. Jeez, I knew I was going to get commitment and heart rate, but the hurling is, jeez, I love them young Barrys.
Oh, they're twins, they're two little dynamos that are in each corner. Like they just work their socks off, so they work very, very hard for the team. And that's what it is. It's just a team game, and everybody with the Blacks and Whites dropping lads back there for the first half, they probably had to. And in fairness to our forwards, they've just been working hard just to try and close down the short puckouts and the short passes out. So hopefully it's just another big.
Right, JP, you were saying 6 points, I was saying 10 points. We have what? We have 12. So let's see who's right at this stage, because I said 10 points, we're certainly needing that. Now, the big question, you have to hold clever here now in the second half again to win. Blacks and Whites did settle down a little bit, they brought back the extra man. Surely Cloneen have to do that. Do they?
It might happen. They'll probably give it to the water break just to see how things are going. If Blacks and Whites are getting on top, then definitely drop somebody back. But I think the lead, as you were saying, maybe the 10 points, we're up 12, might just be enough to hang on. It's something to hang on to. It's something to fight for. So we'll see.
Well, Gaza's going to have a big part to play, I think, in the second half, because the puckouts, the wind, slowing it down. He has the experience of hurling at minor level, Kilkenny. This is where a good goalie. Now, Savage did well, got caught maybe for one of the goals, but he'll take it, of course. But certainly, the goalkeeper now here, puckouts, slowing it down, playing the extra man. This is where you have to be clever, don't you?
Definitely have to be clever at this. The wind, as we were saying earlier, is just blowing straight down the field, so they have to be clever. Gary, as you said, will be very clever with it. Short puckouts if he can. He has a great strike in the ball. You can see his puckouts there. They were landing just under 21, so he'll surely get them to the halfway line at least anyway. So.
JP, we know the whole parish are listed in. They're streaming of no choice. We also know the Blacks and Whites are listening. You have one hand in the cup.
We don't have one hand yet.
Okay. Right, lads, at half time here in Freshford, thanks to JP O'Neill, it's Cloneen 2-9, it's Blacks and Whites 3 points. Okay, welcome back to Park Lockton. 2-9 to 3 points, as we said. Cloneen maybe one hand in the cup, but 10 wides. We myself and JP commented that. I heard one of the Cloneen mentors saying, it's ours to lose, lads. So let's see. Cooney's gone to the middle of the field. Weirden 12, doing very well. Kieran Cooney, he's taken bad tackle by Joe Kelly maybe, and Kieran Cooney, to me, looks very lively. He was started, as I said, wing forward, went to full forward, and now has carried the mantle, and that's a great start for Cloneen. Cloneen, as we said to JP, will they play with a spare man? They have. Ronan Welch is the spare man. man? Where's my man, young Kennedy or young Barry? He's picking up 15. He's picking up. Brian Barco, I wonder would I leave young Barry as my spare man? That's the question. But then what do I know about hurling? 2-9 to 3 points. Now Michael Doyle, as we said, has 4 points scored. He's going to go for a free. Michael Knight needs to tap this over. I said Blacks and Whites struggling now. They need to get into the game. Doyle puts it over the bar. Good score. That's his 5th point. He's 5th point and a point from a free. 2-10 to 3 points. Blacks and Whites, as we said, now need to retaliate very quickly because, as we said, the gander is up, the spirit is up in Cloneen. Ball breaks. Brennan puts his hand up. Brennan does well. Ball breaks in front of the full forward. Full forward has his hand. The full forward does well. And then puts it over the bar. Emmett Foley was out in front of Joe Kelly, out in front of Darragh Delaney just there. Now Gaza needs to slow it down. Umpire or the referee is telling the scoreboard needs to change it. It says 2-9 on the scoreboard. We believe it should say 2-10. And they don't. It's still 2-10. Now the boys are saying drive it on Gary. I'd be telling Gary, take your time, Gary, bye. Now puck out, good puck out again. The wind is still hanging in the air. Cooney puts his hurl up. Cooney breaks it. Now it comes to this man in the middle of the field. Young Michael Doyle. Doyle was blocked down by, and now comes down to number 5, Josh Barco. Gives it to Doyle, to Michael Barco. Michael Barco hits a crossfield ball. Keane. Aidan Barry is there. Tom Brendan is there. The big man is coming out to help. It's a clever ball to Shane Dunn. Shane Dunn now stands centre for another man who's doing very well. Dunn hits the ball down low to Cooney. Cooney puts his hurl to it. Blocked by Mikey Prendergast. Again, the numbers are very difficult to read on the Blacks and Whites men, but I suppose we need to watch. And there's a free in at number 8. Mike Kevin Delaney fouls there. Free in now. 2 minutes gone in the second half. 2-10 to 4 points, a point each by both. This needs to go over the bar for the Blacks and Whites. Dangerous ball. Oh, Gaza had to put his hurl up to it. He did well to keep it in because it was the hanging dangerous. Ronan Welsh needs to put his hand down and collect it. Comes out to John Kelly, hits a crossfield ball to Conor MacDonald, and Shane Dunn is here. Shane Dunn has been followed by Keelan O'Grady. Shane Dunn has gone out over the line, and Keelan O'Grady, the Greg Naman, gotta be shot. The Blacks and Whites man. JP is shouting, there's runners coming down the far side. One of those runners is Michael Barco, who's been on a lot of ball for Blacks and Whites. Ryan Murphy hits a low, dangerous ball. Young Barry does well. It looks like it's 65. They got away with it. The wide, and JP and myself know as well what happened there. And I'd say Alan might have picked it up as well. We thought it was a 65, but no. Cloneen will take that wide ball. As I said, Gary Delaney, county minor from a few years ago, needs to slow it down, as we said. Slow it down. 2-10 to 4 points. Blacks and Whites need to get an answer. And an answer quick. Ball breaks in the middle of the field. It comes up and Keelan O'Grady has it. Or is it O'Grady? No, it comes to the centre forward. Cullen missed it. Ronan Welsh has it. Ronan Welsh coming out. He's been told to drive it. Tom Brennan is hooked. Tom Brennan's been hooked in the middle of the field. It comes then to... There's Sheets. Where's our Sheets? Shane Dunn, another man who's done fierce well. Shane Dunn, he's where he gives a neat hand pass to Cooney. Cooney gives it back to Shane Dunn. Great running by the Cloneens men. This will be a brilliant score if it comes off to the... Great save by Savage, but a great save. Graham Lawler had a chance. Great move by Cloneen, as I said. Great hurling out of Cloneen. Will they rue that chance? They won't, I hope. But that was a great move by him. Blacks and Whites coming down the field. Now comes out. Emmett Foley's out in front. Conor MacDonald is there. MacDonald needs to get a bit of help. Conor, the young man, comes out with MacDonald. Comes to Keelan, or to Paddy Cullen. Paddy Cullen turns on his left. This will go over the bar. Good score by Paddy Cullen. He looks lively, as I said. Conor forward. 2-10. A miss and a let off for Blacks and Whites, and that's ended up on a score, a 2-point turnaround, because maybe that should have been at least a score for Blacks and Whites or for Cloneen. 2-10 to 5 points. They're chipping away at it, lads. They want to be careful. 2-10 to 5. Cloneen need to get the next score, as I said, because Blacks and Whites have, as I said, nice hurling team as well. The ball break. Dunn does brilliantly in the middle of the field. Dunn needs help. Dunn now needs to give a hand pass. He gives a hand pass to who? To nobody, because it comes to Michael Moore. Michael Moore gives a pass back. Michael Doyle is there. Comes back to Mikey Barco. Young Barry does well. Hits the ball to Doyle. Number 8 comes out to Kevin Delaney. Kevin Delaney is there in the Shamazel. Cathal Barry is there. Cathal Barry is fouled. Oh no, the referee says he picked the ball up. The boys are not happy. Jim Ling on the sideline. Free in for Blacks and Whites. Blacks and Whites, as we said, 2-10 to 5 points. 5 minutes gone. The half-time score was, as we said, 2-9 to 3 points. So maybe, just maybe. Now, Ryan Murphy, as we said, has got 2 points already for Blacks and Whites. This will go over the bar. Good score by Ryan Murphy. 3 points for him, and Ryan Murphy puts it over the bar. The Blacks and Whites warming up a sub on the far side. By Eddie Scally's look, I can't see the number, of course, but they're warming up a man on the far side. Now, there's a strong wind blowing, lads, and it's more than a wind, it's a gust. It's after rising again. 10 to 6 points, a 10-point game. A 10-point game. We're back to 10-point game. 5 minutes gone to second. MacDonald is under it. Conor MacDonald puts his hand up. MacDonald does well. MacDonald, he misses the pull. MacDonald's kicked, and he needs help. MacDonald is there, and Ryan Murphy. MacDonald comes out, MacDonald needs to get help. He needs to use his football skills. He does the rail yard football skills. Now kicks it back out in the middle. Blacks and Whites now starting to get a bit more belief. Paddy Cullen is there. Cullen is followed by John Kelly. John Kelly and Paddy Cullen. Paddy Cullen is taking on John Kelly. John Kelly, the captain. John Kelly puts some holes out to the line. Comes to Ronan Welch. Ronan Welch needs to hurry. When he's hurled up, he's going to get caught. Needs to hurry up and maybe a little bit. Now we'll come into number 7 in the middle as Jamie Ryan. Jamie Ryan needs to give it to Mikey Barco. Mikey Barco in the middle of the field, hitting the lob ball in the middle of the field. This will hang dangerously. Hang dangerously. Well done by the full back. Young Barry again gives a clinique ball to maybe Clever. Well worked out. Now to Shane Dunn. As I said, Cloneen playing a very clever game, and Shane Dunn does very well. Another man who I've picked out as doing very well today. Another very nice accomplished hurler. Well done. And it comes up to Joe Kelly. Joe Kelly's the spare man. Just need to be careful, Joe Kelly. Joe Kelly needs to be careful. He gives it to Mikey Barco. 2 spare men as we hit. We all know what it's like, but on a day like today you have to play with a spare man. MacDonald does very well. MacDonald has settled in Dean Shartle. John Kelly comes in. John Kelly one-handed got away with it. Hurl for John Kelly. John Kelly needs a hurl. Comes to Kevin Delaney. Now the Cloneen men need to look up and be careful where they're hitting the ball. Hitting to the spare man. Cooney's going to come out on top of Cooney. Breaks the ball, needs help. Young Barry needs to come in and give him help. Now the spare ball. Now it comes to number 8, Keelan O'Grady. Keelan O'Grady, end to end stuff. This should be let it run, let it run, let it run, let it run, let it run. Slow it down, wide ball, and the boys shouting from the sidelines, and a sub coming on. John Guinan has his hand up. The sub con Eddie Scally, the Blacks and Whites man, is looking to put a sub on. They're calling off a corner back here. Keane Kennedy is coming off, it seems, or is it coming off? Young Keane Kennedy, we're not seeing Kennedy's coming off the corner back, and it looks like, to me, there's the man 46 years of age, if I'm not mistaken, by the run of him coming on. That means he's not 46 years of age. I can't see, because we're running out of paper. To me, we'll get that clarified. That looks like Michael Ryan. To me, number 18, we're not too sure. It's hard to see numbers. Looks like to me it's Michael Ryan. We'll say it's Michael Ryan. Now it comes to young Prendergast, again, nice and steady hurl to Ryan Murphy. Ryan Murphy and young Barry. Ryan Murphy tries to shepherd him out. Got out over the line. And Sean McMahon, of course, the guard from Comer, man. Cloneen boys have to go home through Comer this evening, so I'd say Sean McMahon knows that. So that's why he's given a line ball to Cloneen. Little whisper in his ear from the Cloneen mentor there, who's reminding him, remember Sean, we have to go home through Comer this evening. Line ball, 10 to 6 points. Tom Brennan, JP, is saying give it back to him. He's probably right. It was a clever ball to give back. 10 to 6 points. What's gone in the second half? We're not sure. 10 to 6 points. 8 minutes gone in the second half. This modern technology not going as well as we thought it was. Low ball, that might be alright. Gone out over the line again. Sean McMahon, Keelan O'Grady, and hard look there, young O'Grady. Blacks and Whites, a young team. A team, as we said, Blacks and Whites going well in junior. This will be a famous day for Cloneen. The last day they've won a county, last time they've won a county final is 1988. And number 18 is warming up for Cloneen. Kevin Phillips is coming on. Kevin Phillips looks, Jim Ling is having a word with him. Kevin Phillips is coming on, and we're slowing it down, and Tom Brennan very cleverly slowing it down. A young man, but knows well to turn it down. Slow it down even. Good ball. Great low ball to young Barry. The spare man is there. 2 spare men. And the spare man there is Joe Kelly. Joe Kelly. This will come to Ronan Welch. Ronan Welch reads it well. Brench needs to carry it. Does well. He will bring it on with your Ronan. He doesn't need to bring it on. This will be a great score. Great score. Great score by the Ronan Welch, the left half back, and again, if ever a point was needed, 11 to 6 points, and that was a valuable score. Now the umpire was the linesman was trying to bring on a sub. The ball is break to Michael Moore in the middle of the field. Michael Moore, this will hang in. Great score by Michael Moore. Great reaction, and a great reaction by Blacks and Whites. 212 to 7 points. 212 to 7 points. Kevin Phillips comes on for Enda Gannon. Enda Gannon got a great score by half time. Phillips is a big man, gone in centre forward. Looks athletic looking. Phillips, as we said, 2:11 is saying on the 2:12. 2:11 is it? 2:11. I'm wrong. 2:11 to 7 points. Great catch by MacDonald. Michael Moore, number 11 for Blacks and Whites. 2:11 to 7 points. 2:11 to 7 points. We're sure of that, are we, JP? I thought we got a point, or Cloneen got a point there. Young Barry's out in front. Barry does well. Does out in front. Maybe wrong. Just a loose hand pass. Shane Dunn is there. Shane Dunn needs to take his time. Dunn needs to take your time and pick it up, Shane. Take your time and pick. Says 2:11. I'm probably wrong. But Carl got line ball, and maybe Paul Cal could have given young Carl Collins just a quick line ball taken. Barco de Wharton away at the quick line ball. I could see it from here. Michael Barco has it. Barco down in front of Red Royals. Ronan Welsh at this stage having a great second half. Had a great first half as well. Now it comes to Phillips, the sub. The sub is on. There's only one man inside. Cooney's looking for it low in front of him. Cooney puts his hand up. Cooney puts in Joe Kelly. Or not Cooney, it's Graham Lawler's in full forward. Now Graham Lawler, Savage, Cooney and Lawler maybe similar. Cottle is there. Now there's 4 Blacks and Whites men now brought down to Michael Moe again. Moe is after getting the last score. He's going for it again. This will hang and it'll hang wide. The boys are happy here on this side. Wide ball. Second half. 6 wides for Blacks and Whites. 10 wides for Cloneen. Quick puck out to Tom Brennan on the far side. Tom Brennan has it on the far side. He needs to give a low ball. He doesn't. Vec Phillips and young Cathal Barry. Cathal Barry is there. He's there with Paddy Cushion. Paddy Cushion gives a free against young Barry. Free for Blacks and Whites. 12 minutes gone. 2:11 to 7 points. We're holding on to that on the scoreboard. I'm still a little bit doubtful, but 2:11 is correct. JP tells me I'm wrong, so he's correct. 2:11 to 7 points. 10-point game. 10 points. This ball hangs gone wide again. Another wide for Blacks and Whites, and that's a poor wide out of Blacks and Whites. 7 wides for Blacks and Whites. 2:11, 7 points. A cracking game here. Cracking county final to say it. N10 stuff. Great determination out of both teams. No one lying down. Everyone fighting on their back. And the quality of hurling, the quality of play is very good. As I said, some are very good, neat hurlers on both sides of the field. But the commitment, the energy, and certainly, as I said, you'll get that in abundance from both clubs. But certainly from Cloneen, as I said, I knew that coming to the game. But the skill levels for me are very good. Jim Ling doing a great job, and still Steedman doing a great job with his. And this could be a famous day for the Cloneen man. Vec Phillips does well. Needs to Shane Dunn. This man has hurled very well. Great low ball, but Cooney didn't read as well as Joe Kelly. Joe Kelly went it better. Cooney didn't see it come. Joe Kelly doing well. Joe Kelly going long, goes wrong, but goes up in the air. That's gone up to St. Peter above in the sky. Gone so long because it's coming down to Ronan Welch. This man to me has done very well. Kevin Delaney in the middle of the field. Delaney is fouling. Delaney was fouling. A free in, and then we heard a few what to call FUCK. 2:11 to 7 points. 2:11 to 7 points. Sarah's getting a nod from the other selector. Now Ryan Murphy, difficult free. Ryan Murphy, Werden 12. He's got 3 points already. The Blacks and Whites man, difficult free. Yard in 5 yards in the sideline. This will hang. Dangerous ball. Has gone over the bar. Could have been a goal, as the boys said. Could have been a goal. The boys beside me were thinking it might be a goal as well, but no, it's gone over the bar. 2:11 to 8 points. They're crawling it down, lads. We need a water break. Cloneen need a water break. 2:11 to 8 points. They need to slow it down. 2:11, 8 points, second half. 14 minutes gone in the second half. The technology, 14 minutes gone. Ball break. Cooney breaks it down. Now Phillips has it. He's hooked by Michael Moe. Michael Moe is starting to have an influence in this game, playing at centre forward. Maloney gone centre forward. Dangerous. Cloneen are starting to come, or not Cloneen, Blacks and Whites. Poor wide by the Blacks and Whites, man. 18, we think we can see from that number. They're 8 wides for Blacks and Whites, 10 wides for Cloneen. So Blacks and Whites already have 2:11 to 8 points. A 9-point game. Surely Cloneen can hold on to a 9-point game. Need more energy. Cloneen have now our Blacks and Whites have brought out a lot of their men very strangely. Number 8 has it. Delaney has it going up the wing. Delaney and the far side. Blacks and Whites playing with a strong wind and only have 2 men inside looking for a free. And the free, Paul Cal gives a free because the half of Blacks and Whites were shouting on the far side. Blacks and Whites now only playing with 3 men inside. It was very strange, playing with a gale force wind. Cloneen played with all 6 forwards inside. That's why they had the score at half time of 2-9, as I said, to 3 points. Now it's 2:11. Blacks and Whites have only got 2 points in the second half, but they are playing against a gale wind. 2 points in the second half, as we said. Those 2 points coming from Michael Doyle from a free. 2:11 to 8 points. Ryan Murphy lends it up in the air. It'll hangs dangerously. It'll hang and hang wide in the Cloneen men. And there's the water break. And maybe that's a 2-11 to 8 points. Now, surely Jim Ling and Cyril. Twins. Remember the film Twins? Well, there's Cyril and Jim Ling. Cyril don't mind. He played an under 14 match during the week, the boy said, but he's there happy. JP. 2-11 to 8 points. Surely now we can hold on. Here am I saying we. Surely Cloneen can hold on.
Hopefully we can hold on. Yeah, it's a nice lead to be going in with maybe 15 minutes to go, but there's still an awful lot of hard work to be done to keep that gap there. So please God, now they'll be able to hold on. So.
The second half there, as I said, Cloneen came back there, great start in the second half. Doyle got the free over, made a great run. Then Shane Dunn made a great run, and Kieran Cooney would end up in a mighty score. Maybe a point might have been vital at the time, but it doesn't matter. As I said, 2-11 to 8 points. Surely, as we said, they can hold on.
As you said, yeah, with that move, it ended up with Graham Lawler in the corner. It was a great move. It came from the whole way from the back. Keeper, in fairness, made a great save, and it did turn it around. In fairness, the Blacks and Whites went down and got a score at the other end. But look, the 9 points, it is there for them. You asked me kind of at the start, at the half, was it one hand in the cup? Fingers crossed now, that's what it is. It's the fingers crossed in the cup now. So.
The wind has picked up, as we said, and has been a major factor. And he, cleverly enough, have brought back Ronan Welch. He's had a great game. I mean, you go down through the team: Ronan Welch, Young Barry, Tom Brennan. I can't get over the quality. I knew I was going to get, as I said, Harton, but the quality of the hurl is excellent.
It is, yeah, it's very good. And they're all very good hurlers individually, and collectively now today they're just putting the shoulders to the wheel and they're just driving it on now. And hopefully for the next 14-15 minutes we'll get there.
Could be a special day yet for Cloneen. You'll find a place to celebrate, I bet you.
There will somewhere.
15 minutes gone, as with 17 minutes gone, it says the water break came 2-11. 2-11, write it down, 2-11 to 8 points at the water break. 2-11 to 8 points. Surely Cloneen can hold on. A big ask of Blacks and Whites. Another sub coming on. Young Cooney's gone off. Pádraig Cooney's gone off. Sean O'Neill wearing 19 is gone. They're using the now Ronan Welch, a man who's hurled very well at left half back. He never looked maybe settled down, but Phillips is under it. Phillips and Michael Prendergast, a young Michael Prendergast breaks a young Doyle. Doyle has been quite today, but then of course they've been black. The Cloneen men have done fierce well. Mikey Barco hits a lot of ball in the middle of the field. Cloneen, as I said, playing, as I said, with the spare man. Now it comes to young Barry. To me, this man has been man of the match for me all day. He's been excellent, great ball by young Barry to Shane Dunn, another man who's in the running for the man of the match, if there was a man of the match. But Dunn has done very well. Dunn looks up, needs to blocked down brilliantly by well done by Thomas Brennan. Hooked, gone out over the line. Thomas is caught. Thomas, as we said, done very well, hurling brilliantly at centre back. Hurled a great game today, but hurled for the Castlecomer Community School. 5, Josh Barco here in front of us. The rain is coming down, the wind is coming down, but there's a strong wind, a strong rain, but it doesn't matter. The Cloneen man comes down in front of the corner forward. Brian Barco followed by young Barry. Barry does brilliantly again, and as we said, young Barry did brilliant there again, blocking down. He now Ronan Welch, another man who's done very well, gives a neat clever hand pass to Mikey Doyle. Mikey Doyle needs to maybe speed it up a little bit. Mikey has it left-handed. Mikey's looking for help, gives it back to Ronan Welch. The hurling, the quality of hurling. Jim Willing, as I said, has done very well with these boys, because I can't get over how well they're hurling. Now Doyle has a Doyle on his own. This will hang dangerously. Wide ball, they're shouting on this side. It's gone wide, it's gone over the bar. A point by young Doyle, sending Doyle to Werden. Doyle is wearing 10. 2-11 to Cloneen. 2-11, dangerous. 2-11 to 9 points. Back to 8 points. 2-11 to 9 points. A goal for Blacks and Whites would make this a very interesting. And now Paul Cahill is blown him for playing the hurl, and young Phillips plays playing the hurl. As we said, 15 minutes in the second half. 2-11 to 9 points. Blacks and Whites are starting to come back in. They're chipping away, as I said, chipping away. They've had 9 wides, and they might rue these wides at the end of the game yet. Cloneen with 10 wides, but Blacks and Whites, as I said, starting to trip in. This is a vital free that's gone wide, and as I said, that now to me is maybe 10 wides each, and maybe Blacks and Whites are demonstrating that maybe they've had as much play, but maybe Cloneen have been more economical with the ball. 2-11 to 9 points. 8 points game. Myself and JP said 6 would do at half time. I said 10. It's an 8 point game. Conor MacDonald is up. Conor MacDonald to me has done very well instead of Dean Sharptle. Mac Phillips is there helping Aishi. Now it comes to Senan Doyle hits a low ball. They're going to Paddy Cullen and John Kelly. Paddy Cullen gives the ball to Martin to the sub that came on, and puts it over the bar. That's gone over the bar. They're chipping away, lads. It's dangerous. It's back to now to 7 points. 2-11 to 10 points. They need to slow it down, or they need to get a score. Cloneen have only got 2 points in the second half against the strong wind. They need a big play out of Doyle. They need a big play out of Shane Dunn on Kieran. They need Kieran Cooney on the ball, because, as I said, blacks and whites are chipping away. This is a dangerous time now. The next score is a vital score. Comes out to Graham Lawler. Graham Lawler misses the catch. Now blacks and whites, a goal for blacks and whites will make this a tricky day. Now Gaza here. Delaney does well. Delaney comes out. Delaney does fierce well. To Ronan Welch. Ronan Welch could carry it maybe again the wind. They're telling him shouted on this side. Lawler puts the hurl up. Lawler did very well. Very clever hurler. Lawler hits a low ball to Sean O'Neill. Sean O'Neill using his presence. Sean O'Neill, the big man about to die. Shane Dunn is here. Shane Dunn needs to carry it. Shane, pick it up. He misses the pick up. Now to Mikey Pender. Gives it to Senan Doyle. Senan Doyle is on a lot of ball. This is dangerous now to Young Barry. Young Barry lets it out. Young Barry lets it wide, and now blacks and whites might ask themselves, why did we get caught? They certainly might have got caught, because they've drove 11 wides. As I said, brought here by Eddie Hughes, event management. Cold, blustery day, but hopefully you're enjoying this entertaining Junior D county final. Special day for both teams, but a special day it will be for the winners. And at this stage, the winners might be wearing green and white, but it's still, as I said, anyone's game, because blacks and whites have been chipping away at the game. That looks to me Tommy Farrell, a legend in blacks and whites. Tommy, who's hurled many a great game for. It is Tommy Farrell. I know they're running more than 23. Tommy, very experienced man. He's going on to the young lad. Young Barry now needs to mind Young Farrell. All gone out over the line. 2-11, 10 points, 7 point game. Blacks and whites are trying to speed it up. We need to watch the clock. It's 20 minutes gone in the second half. 20 minutes gone. Did we stop it for the water break? I hope we did. We did stop it for the water break. JP says we won't blame the little girl that's with me today. 2-11, dangerous ball going in top. It's gone wide again. Great ball by Emmett Foley, but gone wide, and the wides are starting to count to possession. Cloneen will be happy. They're shouting here on the sideline saying it's a wide ball. Cloneen men are starting to smile. Young Cooney's going down to his father. Pari Cooney's asking for the time. The father says, don't mind the time, just watch the match. And he's dead right. 2-11 to 10 points, 7 point game. Gaza. Gary Delaney. Ball will hang in the air. Graham puts his hand up. The ball will break. To number 7, Jamie Ryan. Jamie Ryan, who's hurled well. Now the ball breaks to Ronan Welch, as I said. Another man, Lawler. Does very well. Great win by Graham Lawler. He's thrown his body on the line there. Thrown himself on the line, a free in, and now another sub may be coming on for Cloneen. Cloneen men, as I said, starting to smile. A few lads on the line are starting to smile. This will be a famous day for Cloneen. As I said, the last time they've reached the county final was in 1988. This will be 32 years ago. 32 years waiting for a county final. Michael Doyle. This will hardly go over the bar. He's playing against the Gale. This will go dangerously close though. Dangerously close in the top of O'Neill. Ben Savage puts the hurl up. O'Neill is there. He's pulling. Big Sean O'Neill is throwing his. Sean Nail, as he's known to the boys. But now Joe Kelly comes out. He's throwing his. 14, Emmett Foley. Now the boys from Cloneen who are on the bank in the first 20 minutes are starting to roar. They're letting the presence know they can smell it. Phillips is there. Kevin Phillips, he hits a low ball. Now to Shane Dunn. Shane Dunn needs to take his time. The blacks and whites men is coming after him. The Cloneen men are to Shane Niall. Shane Dunn hits a crossfield ball to Nail. Nail is there. The young Barry has it. This is a chance. Great save. Sean Nail. Sean, he kicks it in. Sean Nail. It goes in. It goes in, it does, it hits off his. It has to be a goal. It has to be a goal. They're saying it hit off the square. It came back off the goalie, came back off the post. Sean Nail was going to head it. He was going to head it into the back of the net, hit off his chest possibly, but it went into the net. It doesn't matter how it went in because it hit off his chest or hit off his head. It doesn't matter. A goal. A free out. This now is a big call. He's saying a square ball, but if the ball hit the post and came back out, then it should have been a goal. But they're disallowed. 2-11 to 10 points. Could it be a big talking point in this game? Tom Brennan puts his hand up. The ball is fouled, and he's fouled by Michael Moore. And Michael Moore will be disappointed, but Thomas Brennan did fierce well. 2-11 to 10 points. Now we're going to be watching the clock for the next 5 minutes or 6 minutes because the timekeepers are here. The experts. 23 minutes. 7 minutes to go. 7 minutes to go. Now Tom Brennan using Gaza's coming out to take it. Cloneen using their experience. Jim Lingus. No, he's not smiling. Jim don't often make a smile. We might get a smile out of Jim this evening. 2-11 to 10. Jim will be quietly contented, has done very well with Ballyraggett over the years, now doing fierce well with Cloneen. Now Michael Doyle says Michael Doyle is there. Michael Doyle's needed to come on. Now this is dangerous. Shannon Doyle from 45 yards out. Shannon Doyle is going to run with Shannon Doyle. He's been followed by Tom Brennan. Dangerous ball to Ryan Murphy. Ryan Murphy is there. Ryan Murphy's going to go low. Great goal by Blacks and Whites. Now that goal that was disallowed is going to be, now it's squeaky bum time. It's 110 to 211. It's a 4-point game. Now that goal that is disallowed is going to have a big burden on it. A big bear, great goal, great run by Shannon Doyle. He gave it to Ryan Murphy, and Ryan Murphy has scored 1-4 for Blacks and Whites. Now, as we said, it has mattered. That disallowed goal is going to be a talking point. 4 points in it. 211 to 110. Great catch by Emmett Foley. Emmett Foley hits a left-handed dangerous ball in. Young Barry is there. So is John Kelly. John Kelly comes out. Kelly comes and needs to bring the ball with him. Kelly needs to come with it. Kelly pulls cleverly. The ball will come to Kevin Delaney. Delaney needs to get help. Gives it back to John Kelly. John Kelly needs to be going to be hooked. John Kelly needed to carry the ball. John Kelly. And as the lad says, they'll need to lose this ball. 4-point game. 4-point game. 24. 6 minutes. 6 minutes. This is a dangerous time now. Dangerous time. Blacks and Whites have come back well. They'll rue the chances. 12 wides they've had. Blacks and Whites now smell maybe a chance. Keelan O'Grady to Shane Dunn. It comes to Shannon Doyle again. Doyle has it again. Doyle has come more into the game in the last few minutes. The young county minor from last year. This will go dangerously into Brian Barker and John Kelly. Kelly has it again. Kelly needs to bring it. That's the second time he's done. Now he gives it to Kevin Phillips hits it low. The Cottle Barry needs to use his pace. Now it comes to Michael Prendergast wearing 6 down the far side to Doyle again. Doyle is getting too much time on the ball now at this stage. Doyle has it again. This comes down now. Michael Moore is coming. We're on Michael Delaney. Michael Doyle is there. Michael Doyle missed the push in the back. He gets away with it. Tom Brennan thinks the whistle went. Tom Brennan is coming out. Thomas Brennan gives a neat hand pass to Graham Lawler. Graham Lawler's put a great shift in. Comes down now on top of Sean Nail as he's known, to Mikey Barco. Mikey Barco is coming down. Mikey Barco's coming down the far side. This will be hang dangerously. Gone over the bar. Now it's a one score game. It's 211 to 111, and Mikey Barco's put over the bar. Peter Chap clear. And Eddie Scally on the far side. The fags are out. Eddie's having a fag on the far side. That means the pressure's on. When the trainer has a cigarette. 211 to 111. 4 minutes, they're saying. 4 minutes on the clock. Dangerous lead. Conor MacDonald is under. Conor MacDonald's put his hand up to it. The ball should have. He was fouled. Your man turned the other way. Mac Phillips has done reasonably well since he came on. Mac Phillips, luckily enough, and Mac Phillips was in hard luck. Your man jumped, but maybe Conor MacDonald was fouled because maybe the wing forward looked into MacDonald's face when he was trying to catch the ball, and normally the freeze will always go. Now 3 minutes. Ryan Murphy has scored 1-4 at this stage. Ryan Murphy for the Blacks and Whites. This is one of the easier frees. The wind in his back, the gale force in his back. As we said, Blacks and Whites now need. This will hang, it'll go over the bar. It looks like it's gone over the bar. A 2-point game. A dangerous last 3 minutes. The hand was on the cup, we thought at the water break, but 211 to 112. Now the Blacks and Whites, as they smell a victory. Someone needs to pick up Shannon Doyle in the centre forward. He's got more into the game in the second half. He was wearing 10, but he might be playing centre forward or full forward. Gary Delaney, as we said, Blacks and Whites were in the Cloneen were in the commanding lead. The big men need to be on the ball. Too many men went for that ball. Now it comes to Tommy Farrell. John Kelly is under and Brian Barker. The ball break. John Kelly does fierce well. John Kelly's coming out on the D. Kelly needs to give a hand pass to Ronan Welch. Ronan Welch up the wing. They need their big men to come on. Now young Barry needs to come on more ball. He has the speed to come on, but he's not. Mickey Pender is there. They need to bring young Barry out maybe to feel a bit more. Ryan Murphy's going to take on Ronan Welch. Conor MacDonald as well. This will go over the bar. It will go over the bar. Gone over the bar in Blacks and Whites. It's now a 1-point game, and it says on the watch it's 1 minute. It says on the clock 1 minute, 1 point. No, 2 minutes. 211 to 113. A 1-point game. 211. 6 and 11 is 18. 211 to 113. 16. Line ball, big call by Sean McMahon. Line ball for Cloneen. 16 points, 113 to Blacks and Whites. 211, 11 and 6. is 17. 17 plays 16. 1 point game. The exciting last 2 minutes. Cloneen need to get into the next score. If not get the next score, they certainly need to keep the ball up because blacks and whites have the wind and have the gale force wind. The next scores are vital. The next ball win is vital. 29 minutes. 28:33 it says in the clock. 28:33. 28 minutes 33. Line ball by Thomas Brennan. Thomas Brennan. Oh, the ball goes to Mikey Doyle. Mikey Barco. Now it's coming down. Graham Lawler's there. Lawler needs to slow it down, win the ball. Take your time, Graham Lawler. Take your time. A slap Graham Lawler has done. I put a great shift in to Thomas Brennan. Thomas Brennan's going to run. Thomas Brennan does fierce well. Hits Michael Moe. Oh, he's going for another. Oh, he went twice for him. He did. Unfortunately, he did. He went from, but the boys here should have been a free maybe for the slap. But now Thomas Brennan held on to the ball. A big call. A free for Ryan Murphy. Ryan Murphy changing the ball. Changing the ball. A dry ball being used maybe. Now Ryan Murphy. This is a finish on the day match, so it'll go to extra time. So anyone has to go anywhere else will be under a bit of pressure. Finish on the day. 2:11 to 1:13. This ball is going to hang wide and the sigh of relief out of the Cloneen men. Now the whistlers are blowing. It's now, what does it say on the clock? Because the clock here, Gaza needs to slow it down. Gary Delaney. 29:43. Anyone knows their time? 2 minutes added on and 2 minutes extra time added on. 2 minutes, 1 point game, 2 minutes. Strong Gale, great puck out. Kieran Cooley needs to come onto the ball. Oh, Sean Nail Kemford. Emmett Foley's there. Emmett Foley, line ball. And it's a line ball for Cloneen and Sean McMahon, the Homer ex-Garda man, as we said. Now Tom Brennan needs to slow him down. As I said, 2 minutes extra time being played. 30 minutes to the clock. They're all watching the clock now. 30 minutes, 20 seconds. Famous opportunity for Cloneen. Jim Ling is telling them to slow it down. 2:11 to 1:13. A 1 point game. Thomas Brennan needs to hit this long, or at least hit it any bloody way. Up the great ball by Thomas Brennan. Down on top of young great Cathal Barry. Barry needs to use his pace. He has it. Barry has his pace. Barry is going to go through. There's no one behind him. Barry's going to go over. He does cleverly. Oh, he drives it wide. 1 minute to go. Short puck out. They didn't catch it. Mikey Pender has it. Short puck out. Cloneen were asleep. Cloneen now it comes to cornerback Cush. Paddy Cush gives it to Mikey Pender. Mikey Pender is carried. Kieran Cooney is following him. He doesn't need to foul him. Mikey Pender is looking for help. He goes to Ronan Welch. Ronan Welch does well. Ronan Welch standing dial, as I said on a lot. Thomas Brennan has come in well. Thomas Brennan, the Cloneen man, back out to number 3 to delay. Oh, it's gone out over the line. And gone. A line ball for the blacks and whites. The line ball. The time it says on the clock. The side of the clock. 31:31. It's gone. It's the 31:31. 31-27. Oh, miss hit ball. Thomas Brennan has it. It's gone over. A famous win for Cloneen. 2:11 to 1:13. What a day for Cloneen. What a day for Cloneen Junior D. And what a day for the Cloneen men. As I said, great battle by blacks and whites. They came back brilliantly, but it didn't matter. The Cloneen men held out brilliantly in the second half. As we said, blacks and whites did brilliant to come back, to be fair to them. But it is all about Cloneen today. On a scoreline of 2:11 to 1:13. JP, you must be busting to get in there. Sum it up real quickly before the boys go in. Those lads after coming from all places from Cloneen this evening. You'll find an old haunt this evening, Baba. I'd say I'll find an old haunt. They're saying the places are closed in Cloneen, but there'll be a few haunts found this evening.
Oh, we'll have to find somewhere. These are put in a masterful display in the last 5 minutes, really under the cosh. Fair play to the blacks and whites. They tried. It just wasn't enough for them. And our lads just pulled it out in the end, so absolutely thrilled with them. Every one of them hurled their hearts out, and it all comes down to work rate in the end.
Well, we talked about honesty and work rate, and that's what it came to in the end, because as I said, even young Barry had a half chance at the end, but we have to give credit to blacks and whites. We said it, well actually you said it, but JP, there was one hand in the cup with a water break, and we thought you were going to be home and hose, but they came back brilliantly.
They did, in fairness to blacks and whites. They threw everything at us in the last 15 minutes. Had a couple of chances, drove 12 wides, I think it altogether, right. 13 wides altogether. So look, it's an 11 ourselves. So it probably comes down to that at the end of it, like, so two extra shots really. So
the contribution of the Cloneen man, Delaney was very good, but today Aidan Barry for me, Werden 4 was excellent. Ronan Welsh had a great second half. The loss of Dean Shorter, but Tom Brennan then in the end, he went to a bit of a sumo wrestling near the end. He went to take 2 or 3 lads out of it. He thought he was in a cage fight or something, but he was blown against them. But Doyle in the middle of the field, all over the field. But again, an honest shift out of Lawler, Graham Lawler, you'd have to be happy with the Cloneen contribution.
Oh, you definitely, all across the lines, every one of them, the full back line, the 2 cornerbacks had very good games. So Ronan, as you said, spare man in the second half, used the ball wisely, so he did, came out with an awful lot of it. Kevin Delaney just hurled his heart out, Mikey hurled his heart out, Graham stuck at it. Shane Dunn had a tremendous first half, so he did, and brought himself into it in the second half. Kieran Cooney the same. Our full forward line, what could you say? Any ball that went in, they tried to keep it in there and slow everything down. So
again, you'll see it. I'm sure you'll find a haunt to see this video somewhere tonight. It'll be on YouTube. Eddie Hughes will have it on YouTube, and Sean Nail will bring it to bed with him, because I don't know what happened, but I think he was harshly blown for a square ball. It was a big moment in that game.
It was a serious moment. Cahill had the shot. The keeper, I think, made a
great save
up onto the post, and I suppose Sean might have just been at the edge of the square. But look, as you said, it was a big moment. It was a big swing that came down. I think Blacks and Whites might have got a point just after then as well. So it was a huge. It could have been a huge swing for us.
I personally, and again, you'll all see it on video, but I thought he was harshly done. I thought the ball was in the square. It hit the post. The ball was in the square. You're entitled to be there. Came back out to him. He didn't know whether to hit it, kick it, or knee it. He didn't know what to do with it, but it hit off him, and it was a goal. But it came down to the wire. It would have been a big talking point.
It would have been a big talking point from our side, definitely, yeah. Because as you said, he didn't look like he was in the square. As you said, once the ball pops up, it's there for anybody. So look.
Hey JP, I'll let you go because you want to be involved. Thanks to everyone in Cloneen for giving us the opportunity. It was a great day. This is one old video that'll be minded in Cloneen for sure. It'll be well worth it. Well done. On a scoreline here in Park Loughlin today, Cloneen 211 to Blacks and Whites 113. Great entertaining game. We're staying here as the video presentation, the cup presentation. As you can see, Pádraig Cooney there with his father. Great work by the Cooney family done in Cloneen all their life. The Baba's there, JP is there, Jim Ling after doing great work, and as we said, massive work done by the Cloneen, as I said, hurling club. John Lacey, the chairman of the Northern Board, presenting for hurling at junior D level. If there was a transfer market in the morning, Aidan Barry be my list. What a game he had at left corner back. The Dara Delaney at full back. The 6 backs for Cloneen hurling very well. And the work rate and the honesty, as we said, and Shane Dunn at 11. The work rate and the honesty out of the Cloneen men. Blacks and Whites, to be fair to them, they came back brilliantly. They had no right to come back in the second half, especially after the water break. It looked as if Cloneen at the water break in the second half they were in a commanding position at 211 to 8 points. 211 to 8 points. Yet say that Cloneen were going to see it out and out, but the water break and the gulf, I suppose, the wind factor had a big bearing on the game. But what a skill level out of Cloneen and Blacks and Whites, and there was never any question of the commitment. But in a junior D county final, I said the disappointment will be there in Blacks and Whites. They had their chances, 13 wides they had, but it's all about Cloneen today. All about Cloneen. 1988, 32 years ago since they won a county final. So this video will be minded and watched, and I believe under any HSE guidelines or any sort of guidelines there'll be a haunt found in Cloneen tonight somewhere, and if not only this haunt will be found, there'll be a crowd in it. So wherever it is, keep yourself safe tonight in Cloneen, because I'm sure this video, this match and this victory will be celebrated. John Kelly puts the cup up in his hand over his head, so congratulations to Cloneen. And from us here in, as we said, here in Park Loughlin in Freshford, John Kelly. Before we finish, the amazing thing from the guidelines today, I believe from what we got, there can't be a team photograph taken from social distancing guidelines. Now, we're going to stay here for the crack, because I believe there'll be a picture taken. If you haven't won a county final in 32 years, I believe a photograph will be taken of the team that won the Junior D county final for Junior D for Cloneen. To be fair to Blacks and Whites, they're on the field respectively fair. Due to Eddie Scally, Peter Clear and his men, they've respectively taken their beating. Should have and could have won it, because as I said, came back brilliantly, 13 wides. Interesting to see under HSE guidelines, will there be a picture allowed? I believe there should be a picture allowed. I don't know what kind of a picture will be taken, but surely if you haven't won a county final for 32 years, surely you're allowed to take a picture. What do you think, boys? Should they be allowed? It'll be interesting to see. We can't be sure what's going to happen. It doesn't matter, the DVD or the video, whatever you call this, the streaming, this will be here forevermore to show to the boys in Cloneen. And on a scoreline, as we said, of 2-11 to Cloneen, 1-13, a famous day for Cloneen. Congratulations, Cloneen, and of course to all the players and mentors. Thank you for listening to Eddie Hughes Event Management. We hope you enjoyed the game, and we hope you enjoy watching this video for many a day in Cloneen.